What up? What up? What up? It's your boys. We're back, baby. Danger, danger, danger. You hear it. It's your boy. It's Mitch. You got your host, baby. You got it. Right next to me, as always, the most dangerous co-host in podcast history. My man Wes. What's up, baby?
What's up, Mitch? Another week.
Yes, sir.
Fun weekend last weekend.
Yes, as always.
Weekend. We had
As
some
always.
good quarterbacks, some bad quarterbacks, and we're going to talk about it.
We are going to get into it, man. Shout out to Carlos. He had a little family emergency. I hope his daughter's okay. She was in a little fender bender today, and
wow! I hope she's all right.
Yeah, he said just a few bumps and bruises, but the Sultan of Stats will be back next week.
That's what it is.
I gave it to him, man. He wanted a name, so I had to dig into the bag of tricks.
Sultan of Stats.
The Sultan of Stats, baby. But yeah, man. As always, we're gonna jump into it. We're gonna do our, Are You Serious? We'll recap the games. We'll kind of talk about a little bit about the spend some time on the games. I mean, it was only two. It was only fucking two games. So
exactly 2 games. So
so we might as well just break them down. Yeah, break. And there's a lot to talk about. There was some controversy as we talked about before we jumped on the air. But as always, no man at no man fantasy football at gmail.com. I'm stuttering, man. I'm all flabbergasted. I got a good Are You Serious, man? I'm like, I look, man. I went to Walmart this weekend. I was looking for a specific Oreo cookie. Yes, fat guy shit. That's what I was doing, some fat guy shit. And I couldn't find my cookies, but I got run up on, man. People were like, yo, man, you that Are You Serious guy? I'm like, that's me, man. That's me.
Are you serious?
I'm a local celebrity here in the Indian Trail, man. That's how we do it,
The trail.
But, yeah, we're talking about Are You Serious? We'll do the recap. We'll talk about the Madden Pro Bowl. That's an Are You Serious on its own, but let's just get into it, man. Again, Randy, someone tag Randy Moss onto this, baby, and tell him he just got mossed by Mitch and Wes. He got mossed because we're serious. Hey, Randy, are you serious?
Are you serious?
So, this is going to be mine, Wes, and I'm going to talk about it. Hey, NFL referees. Are you serious? Here's my thing. I'm not going to talk about we're going to talk about the Packers game because I had the most impact with the refs. I watched that entire game, right? And I sat there and I watched Davante Adams get pass interfered in the end zone. I seen there was a Mike Evans play that he got mugged that they didn't call. There was a Godwin play that didn't get called. There was a Tanyan. Oh my God! There was one play of Tanyan. He was running to the flat, and he literally got mugged, and they didn't call anything. Then they wait to the last play of the game that decides the game and calls a pass interference. Now, I will say this. It was a pass interference. I'm not going to deny it. However,
you ain't calling that all game.
You ain't calling it all game. And you call that, it's to go into the Super Bowl. Let these boys play. Like, it annoys the crap out of me. Because I said this to you earlier. The games where we watch Hail Marys get thrown, right? 60-yard bombs into the end zone. There's always pass interference with that. Always. Push-offs. Always.
Yeah.
And it never gets called. So it's that game changing, whether it happens in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, or fourth quarter. It's always a game changing event. Like I said, there was one really blatant on Davante Adams that was in the end zone. That's another touchdown. That's the win for them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's just like refs. Come on, man. They mossed the game. Hey, shout out to Randy Moss. They mossed the game. They took that game. And look, I'm not going to talk controversy and conspiracy theories that Tom Brady, West doesn't like him. Tom Brady made it to the Super Bowl again.
But just think about it, man. Refs have been effing up games for the last couple of years. Man.
Tuck rule, yeah. I mean, we'll go back.
Don't even go back. No,
I'm just saying.
Really?
I mean,
really,
we're talking about Tom. So
really?
Look, Is it possible that these guys look after Tom sometimes? Sure. There's corruption everywhere. Hey, America, wake up. There's controversy everywhere. Politics, schoolyard bullies, your favorite restaurant that you go to, whatever it is, there's always going to be preferential treatment of somebody in wherever you go. So it is what it is, man. Look, I will say this before I'm going to let you jump into your Are You Serious? But I'm going to say this about Tom Brady. The man's a winner, okay? And he has that winning attitude, and he has that fire that he's not afraid. And I wish more quarterbacks would really take this, what he does, better than anybody else. Tom Brady will go onto that sideline and not only talk to the offense, but he'll talk to the defense as well. And he'll be like, let's get our shit together, people. This is what we play for. I got 6 of them. 6 rings. 6. You want one? I want a 7th. Get your ass out there and let's do this. So it's that type of motivation when you see a guy like that. I mean, look at Gronk. This is Gronk's 6th Super Bowl. He doesn't even have to have a fucking catch. And this man they're like, Gronk, so what's this like? Yo, dude, this game is intense. You got to bring it. That's Gronk, like Gronk being Gronk. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, shout out. Look, Tom Brady, shout out to you, brother. Good job. Look, I don't want you to win. I don't want you to win the Super Bowl, but I definitely am happy for you that you made it, brother. Good job. That's my Are You Serious? Brought to you by Water.
All right, let me piggyback off of that, and you're going to have to burn this video after I say this. Yeah, your boy's great. 10 Super Bowls. Like I said, when it happened, I kind of sat on it for a minute. I was like, really? 10 Super Bowls? Let's think about it. The dude's been to 10 Super Bowls. Just swallow that for a minute. Like some teams, organizations have never been to 10. This dude's been to 10.
They've been to 2.
Yeah.
2.
Hey, off the top of my head, I'm saying we've been to like 4. I don't even know if that's right. But look, this dude has been to 10. That's a ridiculous number. That should be illegal. But shout out to Tom.
I mean, look, I'm not. I told you.
Like I said, I'm a Raider fan. Tuck rule, so that really burns me deep to say that. But I got to give it up when props are due.
You know me better than anybody else on this planet. I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I'm not. But you got to respect game. Game, game recognized game. They say whatever you want, however you want to say it. Dude got game. It's not even just about the stats that he puts up. It's about what he brings
consistently.
Yeah, I mean he made garbage look like gold when he was in New England. Yep. Okay, but the difference if you look at this team top to bottom though, this Tampa Bay team on both sides of the ball. I mean, Shaq Barrett and Ndamukong Suh, what's his name?
The same team they had last year.
Three finger guy, Jason Pierre.
They were 7-9 with Jameis. The same team. Outside of some offensive pieces, Gronk, the running back.
Gronk, Fournette, and Brady, man.
And AB. But ultimately it's the same team. And this team is them going to the Super Bowl.
Mindset. It's a mindset, dude. He's a fucking Jedi, dude. He's the Jedi of football, man. He's the Mandalorian. Whatever you want to call him, dude. He's Baby Yoda. I mean, he's everything wrapped into one. I mean, this dude is he's a fucking winner. He is a 100% winner. And this is a guy who, look, I'd love to see him as a GM or even as a fucking coach. I don't know if he can hang it as a coach, but maybe a GM, maybe an owner, something.
Yeah.
I mean, passion. And I don't know if you can even pass down the knowledge. He's just that fucking good. Like, it's just within him.
But you know what? He's got a good coach. Like Arians and him is a good mix because Arians likes to throw it, dude, and nothing better than a quarterback than a coach who likes to throw it and gamble. And like, shoot, they could have sat on it at halftime.
Arians,
Give me my Arians.
There you go.
But
Uncle Bruce.
They could have sat on it at halftime. But dude,
Yeah.
They took their shot, and the poor cornerback. Sorry, but come on, dude. Scotty Miller runs 9 routes.
Let's
Look,
man.
9 routes, dude.
Okay, so you know what the funny thing about that is? I said this to Lucas the other day. My son, shout out to my son Lucas. If you think about it, think about over the years with Tom Brady. He's always had a quick white boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman, Scotty Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but your boy Kevin King was getting burnt like toast all game, dude. And he's better than that. Like, Kevin King's not bad.
I hope so, because he looked bad, dude. He was in all the highlights. He was in all the highlights.
He was getting lambasted the entire game, dude. Like, they were just picking on his ass, man.
Yeah.
But, shout out to the Packers, man. They got a great team. They got a great squad. Just fell up a little short. But, yeah, so Wes, it's on you. What's your, tell the screen, tell the people. Are you serious? Like,
all right. Let me see. First of all, my shout out to Are You Serious? Major League Baseball. I know it's not the right podcast. Are you serious? No Hall of Famers? Come on. Get off your asses.
Somebody
grow a pair and vote for them guys.
That should have been someone who could have made. What's the rule with that? We can talk about that for a quick second. What is the rule with that after you retire? How many years you got to be out before you?
I think like 5 years. But then you can be on the ballot for 10. And then if you don't make it that 10 years, you can get on like some type of old
like an exemption list, right?
Yeah,
like
some old players list, and then eventually you fall in.
So DJ's when's his 5 years?
Oh, DJ's up this year. He goes in this year.
No one's going in this year. What are you talking about?
No, nobody got voted in this year for next year.
No one got voted in.
Dude, Derek Jeter's a fucking automatic ballot, dude. He got
so the 2021
99%.
So 2021, Jeter's getting in 2021.
Yeah, I think he's going in with like him, Larry Walker, something like there's like 4 or 5 guys going in this year.
But for next year, for 2022,
Correct.
That's sad.
Nobody.
Hey, Major League Baseball.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Really?
But back to football. My Are You Serious is Matt LaFleur. You got my vote. I don't got a vote, but my vote for MVP this year. And I don't care how much time is on the clock. I think it was like maybe a little more than 3 minutes or around 3 minutes.
It was less. It was like two. It was like 2:36.
No, but his strategy was we're gonna kick the field goal, and we got theoretically 4 timeouts because they had the 2-minute warning. Right, so I'm like, okay, I got the MVP. This is 4-down territory for me because if I have to come back down here, to the red zone, I'm scoring a touchdown. So why not do it now? Like, why am I putting this off? Because you need a touchdown anyway. Right. So
absolutely.
Like 4-down territory. I mean, everybody's seen the play, that 3rd down play. Yeah, Rodgers could have ran, but like you and I discussed, Mitch, they approached those 4 downs incorrectly.
Yeah,
they tried to get every play into the end zone instead of getting 3-4 yards, progressively getting close to the end zone. Right. Then, you don't have to do those exotic plays when you don't make 1st and 2nd down and you're down 3rd and goal at the fucking 8-yard line.
They had Mercedes Lewis catching balls and running people over all game.
Exactly.
Throw him a little 2-yard dumper and let him just try to knock someone in.
They just approached those 4 downs wrong. Absolutely. And I was like, well, that's coaching because you just run it, short passes, just kind of get close and close to the goal line so that once you already know it's 4-down territory, you're at, 3rd and 4 at the 4-yard line. You know what I'm saying? 4th and 2 or 4th and goal at the 2, So your decision on 4th down is easier than, okay, you're at 4th and 8. We're going to kick the field goal and hopefully get the ball back. And I'm like, really? You're going to kick the ball to Tom Brady and try to prevent him from getting a 1st down? Right. Like, think about this is fucking. We just talked about Tom Brady, been to 10 Super Bowls, and we're going to try to stop him from getting a 1st down. Not a touchdown, Mitch, a 1st down.
1st down, right. Well, and they were getting all they got to do is throw whoever Kevin King's covering, and they would have got a 1st down.
Exactly.
But let me ask you this: you had mentioned coaching, right? So, with the exception of the fourth down of calling the making the call for a field goal, if Aaron freaking Rodgers, discount double check,
State Farm,
State Farm boy,
the Rodgers rate.
can he not make an audible at the fucking line of scrimmage and be like, look, fuck this shit?
Like I said, I give it to Aaron. He had that chance to run. I've been watching that play. I was like, he could have got about 5 yards, made fourth down, like 4th and 4 or whatever. But I just think from first down, they approached those 4 downs wrong.
See,
by trying to go to the end zone every time.
I say go for it, and if you don't make it, you got them on the 5-yard line.
Exactly. Like, that's my point. Like,
right.
If you don't get it, you got them backed up. And now your philosophy with we got 4 timeouts because we got the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. Then because you get the ball back roughly about your 50,
right? And
then you go back down,
Right.
So I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, and I just look at it as like, man, Aaron Rodgers, like that was just a bad loss. Like 2 years ago, he got blown out by the 49ers. This one, I think, is just a bad loss. Like everything was kind of leaning your way for you guys to come out of this.
I'd rather get blown out, to be honest with you. I mean, at that point, you're fucking gonna lose.
No, I'm saying, yeah, bad a blowout is an easier pill to swallow. But absolutely. I'm just saying this one is tough because it's man, you start regretting decisions you made that could have slightly affected the game. 49ers game 2 years ago, they just got their ass kicked.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they were in a better team that game.
Yeah.
Do you lose faith in the coach at this point, as an organization or as a player?
No, like I said, it was just a bad look. Like maybe they had like a bad drive. You know what I'm saying? Like they just weren't prepared for that moment. How they want to handle those 4 downs? Like they treated it like there was a tomorrow when you should have treated it like there's no tomorrow on these 4 downs. We need to win the fucking game right now or tie the game right now.
What I said coming out of the break, when it's first fucking down, if I'm LaFleur, and honestly, I mean, again, we are talking about Aaron fucking Rodgers. I mean, one of the best quarterbacks in football. Say, hey, Aaron, it's on you. Right, let's go MVP. You go out there and do what you do. Don't worry about you call the play. I'm serious. I mean, you're down to your technical last drive, right? You got the MVP of the league as your quarterback. You got one of the best wide receivers.
But see, Mitch, the coach wasn't thinking this was my last drive.
Yeah, but
he's thinking he's going to get the ball back.
I agree.
And when you think like that, your current drive, you don't play aggressive because you think, okay, I got another set of downs in my pocket.
Right.
If he knew he didn't have another set of downs, then yeah, he would have been like, okay, yeah, we got to go for this. Like, we're not kicking no field goals. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that he knew that, okay, we're going to get the ball back. I'm going to be conservative on this drive, and which was a bad approach. You got to go for it, man. You got the MVP. And, dude, there was a stat, I forgot which website or TV show I was watching. They said the Packers were like 90% in the red zone this year, 90% scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And you're kicking field goals.
Right.
You are 90% in the red zone.
In the NFC Championship game.
Exactly.
So
maybe, like I said, maybe LaFleur got to get some more reps of playoff, experience on his belt to kind of know how to handle situations, like how situations are more important than like regular season.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just think they just dropped the ball, and it's just it's a bad look. Like it's just a combination of things, like them drafting the quarterback behind for Rodgers, like they're not giving them no weapons, and then ending the season like this is like. Really? Because now you're back at square one. You got a backup quarterback who rumor is that he can't throw the ball straight.
Right.
And now you like, okay, you got to do what? You're going to draft Aaron Rodgers some talent? Because now he's talking like he don't want to be there.
Well,
uncertain. What is that? Uncertain.
Well, I think a lot of it was the frustration of bad play calling. The coach is younger than he is. I mean, it's like I go into work every day. Hey, little guy, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I feel bad for the Packers because I really thought they were going to make it. I really wanted to see him versus Mahomes. That's what I wanted to see. Not kind of the changing of the guards, but at the end of the day, I mean, actually, we'll get to it. I really wanted to see Rodgers versus Allen. That's what I really wanted to see. But
can't wait to talk about that.
The gods didn't give it to us. Well, yeah, that's the Are You Serious, man? Look, we're just two guys trying to make a living on the podcast, people. Show us some love. Click like, click like, subscribe. This is
spread love.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. That's how we do it,
There you go. That's what we spread love.
Just, look, you don't like our opinion, sorry. You like our opinion, cool. We're just two guys just trying to make a podcast, baby. But yeah, we just spent about a good 15 minutes on the Packer game between the horrible fucking refereeing and the dumbass coaching. So let's jump into the Chiefs game. Look, I'm gonna start off by saying this. When I saw how Josh Allen came out and how that team came out fired up, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a good one. Like, you want to get the popcorn ready for that motherfucker. Like, okay. But someone didn't tell Mr. Mahomes on his side that, dude, he must have had 4 quarters up on the screen because he was ready to arcade it out, man.
Dude, it's so funny. I look at the Chiefs, and I always tell people, to beat the Chiefs, you have to be up on them and keep the ball away from them. If not, you're going to have to score with them. Right. The fact that they were up 9-0 when Hardman fumbled, right? I said, okay, y'all, they got a shot because I like their defense. And I was like, well, y'all got to run it because I don't want y'all to throw it because that'll kind of keep, kind of keep Kansas City involved. If you run it, you can kind of keep the clock running. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, just keep running them first downs. I was like, and y'all can win. That's like, y'all, Josh Allen make some plays to Diggs, maybe get 14 points here and there. Okay. You put up 25 points. And y'all run it, y'all may get them. They didn't run it. Like, I don't even think Singleton, I don't even know his stats for the day.
It wasn't good.
They just started throwing it, and I'm like, no, you don't try to throw because y'all trying to get into a scoring match, and I don't like y'all chances in the scoring match. And the fact that Kelsey and fucking your boy had at least about 10 catches each, I'm like,
no. Let me give you the Kelsey stats. It was 13.
He had 10 catches at halftime.
Yeah, 13 for 118 and 2 touchdowns. Here's my problem with that real quick. This is the best tight end in football. Cover him. Now, I get if you don't cover him, if you don't double team Tyreek, it's like you said, there's way too many. When that team is gelling and going, there's no stopping them. There's just none. Dude,
like the only answer is you have to outscore them.
And that's how you can't do that.
But like I said, you have to take two approaches to these Chiefs. You either got to try to outscore them, which the Raiders did, but technically what they did was they flipped at halftime. They scored last at half and first to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Start the third quarter.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like we stopped them. We just played that switch game. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We played it perfectly.
Yeah, we scored last at half, scored first, beginning of the third quarter. So they were always trying to catch up at that point to us.
Exactly.
Then we can play our game. So either you gotta score with them, the Chiefs, or you gotta be able to run the ball and keep those guys off the field and keep that clock running. Because outside of that, they're gonna whoop you. They're gonna, like I said, and I know they had the stat that the Chiefs only haven't been playing well for the last 8 weeks. They only won by 6 points. But I'm like, these games were easily decided way before the clock run. Like the end of the game was probably 6 points, but
when your number one receiver hasn't scored a touchdown since week 8, and you're still winning, you got problems. The other teams, not them, the other teams, you can't beat a team where one of the best receivers in football has not scored a touchdown since week 8.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he's a difference maker because he'll bust one for 45, 50 yards. And I'll tell you this right now, Hilaire looked good. They're gonna get back a healthy Le'Veon who's back in the Super Bowl. That's funny too. AB and Le'Veon are back in the Super Bowl with no Big Ben. That's just but whatever. No, it was a really good game. Shout out to the Bills Mafia. If
Y'all
you're
had a
part
good
of
year. The Bills had a good year.
God bless the Bills. I hope it's for many years to come too. I like the kid. I like Josh Allen a lot. I like what he does with Beasley. I like what he does with Diggs.
Shout out to Beasley. They say he broke with a broken fibula. He pulled a
Really?
TO. Yeah, they say he's pulling a TO.
Wow. I would like to see them get a better tight end, like a more dominant kind of tight end. To me, Knox isn't that guy.
Dude. They need a running back. They need a running back. The Bills.
No, they definitely. Well, hey, we just talked about it, right? If Aaron Jones going from one cold, and I think that's a lot too. You look at a guy who can play in cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy who played in fucking Green Bay. It's frozen, that field. If he's a free agent, you think about it. So let's talk about Hey, it's the fucking it's the Bucks versus the Chiefs. Go Chiefs. Fuck the Bucks. Sorry, Uncle Bruce.
I got no vote for neither one of these guys.
Right. So let's talk about
Raider Nation.
Let's talk about that real quick because you got a lot of we were watching the senior bowl or whatever it's called.
Senior Bowl tonight?
Yeah, no, it was they were practicing day one practice.
I think I did see that.
But so let's talk about that though. Look, we've talked about how the landscape is going to change because of the salary cap and a lot of teams don't have a lot of money or whatever. But let's look at these. Let's talk about free agents for a minute, okay? No one, you don't have to name anyone specific, but let's think about now of places that are different landing spots. Better landing spots for players. The Bills, very attractive place to play. If Tom Brady stays around another year, the Bucks will be a good place to play. I think the Packers are a good place to play.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to say the Browns, but it depends what happens in the offseason, what they're going to do and who they're going to get rid of, But I don't know. We could go maybe starting next week or the week after.
Austin Rivers is on fire. All I know is he's 10 for 10. Austin Rivers.
Who's he play for?
Really? The Knicks, dude.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, I'm in my football lane, dog. I'm in my football lane right now. Look, here's the thing. I try to bring up the Knicks to you, and all you ever say to me is that they suck. I only text you when they win. I get it. I only text you when they win. No, actually, the Knicks look decent this year, don't they?
Yeah, they're a solid 500 team. I'm happy to, and I'm proud to say that.
Hey, for years, look, they haven't been the same since the Ewing days. No, I'll give you one. I'll talk basketball, because I'm a big college basketball fan. Love my college. Love my college, and I love a lot of college teams. Like there's a lot of teams out there. But how crazy is it that this March Madness may not include UNC and Duke?
I'm not shocked.
No, I'm not shocked either. But did a lot of guys opt out not to play?
They're not getting the players.
They're not getting the players anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think ultimately that's what it's going down to. And in the future, they're not going to get it. Not that the basketball D League is going to start paying people $225,000, $250,000
to go right
to go to the D League. Hey, you coming out of high school?
Right.
You coming out of high school, and they talking about, hey, you can get $225,000.
Look how versatile we are. We have a football podcast. We're talking about basketball and baseball. We got it all there. No hockey. I ain't talking about hockey. Although I did see some shit the other night. These dudes had like 6. Your hockey ain't no joke, man. This guy had the team had like 6 goals. Or I was like, damn. Every time they turn around, bam, score. No man, score.
We're gonna get a whole bunch of hockey hate mail.
Man. Hey, no man fantasy football. at gmail.com. If you want to tell us how much you love hockey, hey, just hit me up. I'll put you on the podcast. I don't give a
We'll
shit.
figure it out.
Exactly. There's a puck, there's a stick. What do I need to know? I love the fights, though. Love the fights, though. Speaking of fights, let's go even. Conor McGregor got his ass kicked, dude. Conor McGregor. What happened to you, McGregor? He took his legs out. Like I watched that whole fight on TikTok. By the way, shout out to TikTok. Some guy was live streaming as I was watching it. He had the camera right on his TV.
Yeah,
it was clear as day. I was like, this is perfect, But no, I mean, yeah, that was bad. But no, so let's get back to this. So free agency. So, let's talk about our teams. Fuck it, why not? I mean, we never in the 19 weeks that we've been doing this, we talk about our teams, but we don't get in depth with our teams.
We try to get the whole league involved. We try not to be selfish.
So let's be fucking selfish for one week. We're good on time, So let's have some fun with it. So let me ask you this, and forget drafting, because we know what we want to draft, and we know that drafting, the more picks you get, you get some good kids, young kids, and you're not having to spend a lot of money on them, so that helps with the cap. So you may not have to get rid of a lot of people. But give me a veteran, okay, that you would like to see, that you've heard of, and since the season has ended.
Khalil Mack. I want him back.
He's not is he a free agent? Is he a free agent? He ain't coming back. Man. As long as fucking Chucky's there, he ain't coming back. It ain't happening. No, but so what position would you like to see some more veteran leadership in on your team? For your team. The Las Vegas Raiders.
Safety. I think we need veteran safety help. This veteran backfield, kind of keep those corners in check. There's a quarterback back there, man. Like, you see all these other teams with Jamal Adams and with these safeties and that are just running off. They are just all over the place, like running up on the line, falling back. And they're just so impactful just before the snap. I'm like, why can't we have that? Like, we don't have nobody smart enough to just kind of just like call the plays. And then it just kind of put me back on, okay, I hated my DC last year. And we had another, we had Rob Marinelli for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, that's never a good thing, an interim DC coach.
Right.
So now we got this new guy, so I got to see what he's about. So, but I just want some impactful defensive players. I think if the Raiders have better defense, like we can keep teams to like 20 points, we're easily a 10-win team. I can see that easily a 10-win team.
Okay. No, I agree. I mean, I think you guys are going to have to do something at running back. Josh Jacobs he's going to have some legal issues.
No, he's straight on that. If we being honest, yeah, we good on that. Right. Like I said, I'm a fan, so I got to read up on my guy. But
I like him. I think he's a stud running back.
I just don't. Gruden don't run him like you would think you would run a 3-down back. He sits him out. Like Josh Jacobs will have 2 good runs, first, second down. Then Gruden will sit him down. Then you get the third down back in there, and I'm like, I don't like this situation because to me it's too predictable. So now it's like you're not running it.
You're not going to run it, right?
Yeah. So it's like, I was like, if you wanted to give him a blow, just don't hand him the ball. Like, by you taking him out, to me as a defender, be like, okay, y'all ain't running it. Y'all made screen passes.
Right. We're gonna make Carr beat us with his arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I can see
so
that.
The play calling is a little, iffy for me sometimes when I watch it. But I like Jacobs, but they just don't treat him like a every down, 3-down back. Like passing downs, he may not be in there, and if he's in there, they're not throwing it to him. Like he's open on that little wiggle route. I'm like he's open, right. But Carr doesn't like it. His reads. Like it's almost like, okay, when are you going to get to your running back? Like what, you read receiver or left, right, whatever, receiver, tight end. When do you get to your running back? Because your running back is a lot of times open. You just don't throw it. You throw it away, or you throw it down, or you just make some crazy decisions.
I think for the Raiders, I think veteran leadership in that wide receiving core, and I don't mean like someone who's been around for 10 years, 15 years, but someone
Oh
who's been
yeah, I
around
think I
about.
want another receiver. Yeah, I definitely want another receiver.
I'll tell you who I think would be a great fit.
I take
there.
Julio. I take AJ Green. I take anybody who
See,
got it.
I was thinking someone like even Kenny Galladay or even Marvin Jones Jr.
No, I don't want Marvin Jones Jr. I want somebody that you got the scheme game plan. Okay, this guy
You
could
think
bust our
AJ's
ass.
still that guy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
no, I'm just look.
Yes.
Who you? I mean, look, you're talking to me.
I just think I don't want to say AJ Warner's welcome out in Cincinnati, but there's other fish there. There's a new coaching there, so the loyalty to AJ, you know what I'm saying? And maybe loyalty is too strong a word, but
Yeah,
you know, the guys that drafted AJ to know that how good AJ is aren't there anymore. Like Andy's there, not there. Coaches aren't there.
yeah, but
So
are they blind? I mean, he's
no, I'm not saying you're blind, but
healthy. He's still one of the best wide receivers in the game.
I just think that this new regime is turning the page.
Right, but here's my problem with that though. So you know, look, shout out to Tyler Boyd, shout out to the real Michael Thomas. You know, shout out to T Higgins. You know, having AJ
But look
there.
who you named. Like that's three guys who I envision your coach want to take into the future.
Well, no, look, the only reason and I say this, and again, like you, I'm on the Bengals pulse, man. I read as much as I possibly can about these guys. Here's my thing, what I think is going on. Young coach, young quarterback, young stable.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, Joe Mixon's still young. Tyler Boyd's still young in the game. Higgins is going to be his second year. Michael Thomas, I think, is going to turn into a really good wide receiver. You know, these are young guys. These are young guys that have a good mentality already for the game. So AJ is expendable at this point, which is sad because he goes to a team like the Raiders, and he could be instantly productive. Go to a team like the Giants, could be instantly productive. AJ is going to go. Look, I personally think AJ is going to go wherever Andy winds up. That's my opinion. Those guys have such a bond with each other. And look, I don't think Andy had a great season by any stretch of the imagination when backing up for Dallas, but he definitely put on a show where he could find another spot. I don't think a starting spot, but I could see that him going to where, like, unless he stays in Dallas. If he stays in Dallas, AJ's not going to Dallas. It's just not happening. They don't need him out there. They have enough firepower out there already. I like again, for me, I think we're going to lose Giovanni Bernard. I think we're going to lose, which I think is stupid because I think Gio just he earned so much respect since Joe was out since week 6. He played the rest of the way through. Did he have a great game every game? No, but he had pretty decent games. From a fantasy perspective, dude was putting up almost 20 points a week. But I think we're going to wind up losing Gio. I think we're going to wind up losing AJ. And I just hope that whatever you replace those two guys with, it's people that have some sort of good running football knowledge that could help the team out. Because I think at the end of the day, you got to bring in somebody that they have to look at. Like we said earlier, you bring in Tom Brady into that locker room. They went, they go 7-9? You said last year, the Bucs.
Yeah,
7-9 last year with Winston, who threw 35 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. You brought in a fucking Jedi master into that fold, and said to these guys, "Look, we went 7-9 with a guy who is a decent quarterback, We got the GOAT now. Step your game up. And so I'd like to see them bring in somebody that, whether it be offense or defense, somebody that's going to just say, listen, you want to know how it gets done? This is how it gets done. I mean, look, I'm a believer in Burrow now. I love my Burrow guy. I'm going to get a jersey. That's, my proclamation. I mean, this dude's already working out with the team. I mean, this kid, he's something special, I think. And I think that if they could fuck around and get a good offensive lineman at the 5th pick, because the way this draft is looking out right now, this Swell guy isn't even the first offensive lineman going. He's like the 3rd going now. So I don't know what happened to him. I mean, have you read anything about this kid?
No.
I mean, he was the number one, like, for months, the number one offensive lineman, the Sewell, and now he's number 3. I'm like, okay, but again, if you're gonna bring in a rookie, bring in someone that is proven and is dominant.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't track the O lineman and the D lineman like that.
I had to because I know my team needs one.
Like quarterback, receivers, running back. And that's all due to fantasy. Why I track that?
No, but again, I mean, from a free agency perspective, I think the Bengals are a good place to come and play. I think that they especially if you're on the offensive side. Shit, Burrow's throwing the ball like I know it won't happen. But Juju, right? You think about it like that, like Juju Smith-Schuster. Like, damn, this guy's throwing the rock. I'm gonna catch the ball a lot. That's what I want. I mean, I would love a possession receiver to go along with my other possession receiver in Tyler Boyd, and then a guy.
Yeah, I'd take Juju.
I mean, Juju would fit perfectly in the Bengals scheme. Shit, Julio Joe. Okay. Let me ask you this. Where does Julio go? Where do you think it's a good fit for Julio?
I don't know. It depends on what Atlanta wants from him.
Oh, he's still on the contract. That's right. Yeah, that's true.
So that's
he needs to go to a place that has a Can you imagine?
He needs to go to an established quarterback. Don't ruin his.
Can you imagine if he goes
career.
to Green Bay, him and Devontae on the same team?
See, so now you fall into that place where Aaron Rodgers will have no excuse. It would be ridiculous. You got Adams and fucking Julio on both sides of you, and you're not winning. Then,
But they are winning now.
No, but I'm
winning the championship, going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, winning the Super Bowl. Like I said, there would be no excuse. These guys, you couldn't be able to guard them.
Dude, I think if the Packers are smart, they look at Julio. They look at AJ. You put either one of those guys across from Devontae Adams, that team is going to win a Super Bowl. I mean, that's just my. Oh, so I meant to ask you this after that game that he had, because Tunyon had a pretty good game. How far does he go up in the ranks of tight ends going into our fantasy drafts next year?
Tunyon?
Yeah, you think his stock rise?
He may crack the top 10.
Okay. Hey, I mean,
he may, but like I said, I got to see who.
To me, number 1 is Kelsey. Number 2 is Waller. That's right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Kittle's.
He's number 3 or 4. He
was hurt. Yeah, but he's still a stud. Kittle's is up there with Kelsey with me.
That's what I'm saying. I would say top 3 right now is Kelsey.
Yeah, I see him them 3.
Waller. Yeah, those 3 guys. Outside of that,
Then you got your what you do in Baltimore. Yeah, Hunter Henry.
You got Andrews.
I like to put T.J. Hawkinson in there. He was legit for me.
Hawkinson was doing good towards the end, for most of the season.
Like I said, I just got to go through my tight end list to kind of see who was solid.
Evan Ingram had a pretty decent end of the season, man.
But see, the thing with Evan Ingram, he checks all the boxes, except for he can't catch the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's gonna get the volume. He's probably the number 1 receiving option in that offense. It's like he checks all these boxes. He's tall. He's fast. He can't catch the fucking ball, dude. You watch him play a game, dude. You're like, damn, catch the ball.
Right.
Please. So
what do you think about Greg Olson retiring? I mean, about time. What'd you say?
Should have retired a Panther. He didn't have no business going out to Seattle.
I totally agree. Hall of Famer or no?
I gotta look at the stats.
I'd say he's borderline. I mean, he had a decent.
Because like I said, I don't remember Olsen that much in Chicago. His early years, I can remember him more with the Panthers.
With the Panthers. Well, yeah, plus you live here, so I mean, he's in your face more when
here. Exactly.
Speaking of ex-Panthers, where does Cam wind up? You think he stays in
I don't
New England?
No, I don't think. To be honest, I think Cam may get to Washington. Like that whole Panthers up I-95 thing is a legit.
What's up, dude? I mean, seriously, it's either the Bills or the Redskins now. Oh, I'm sorry, the football team. The football team.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Rivera scoops him up.
Did I hear it right that Marty Herney is part of that organization now?
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised.
And
just think, so you don't think Cam will be legit with Terry McLaurin, tight end? They got Logan, who's another tight end.
He's another good tight end. Yeah.
They got a solid running game. They got a hellified defense. Like, this is all reminding me of the Panthers, like, 95, when the Panthers went to the Super Bowl with a quarterback that just had to kind of, hey, don't fuck it up because the defense, But I like the Panthers. I like Washington's weapons,
But that's another team. I mean, you say, okay, so let's say they sign Cam.
Like that, Cam had 10 red zone touchdowns. Like, if you look at the stats, like, as a passing quarterback, Cam's year sucked. But if you look at his total touchdowns, this is all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was
okay.
All right.
But what kind of contract does he garner?
Oh, he's got to get one of those. We talking about Daniel Snyder, man. He gonna throw with money. He gonna throw money that way. So I give him about a 3-year deal.
50 million. 75.
Yeah. Depending on what the quarterback salary is like, I don't know what it is.
I mean, this isn't the year to get your money. I will be honest with you. This is definitely not the year to get your money. But do you give up on Alex Smith already like that? I mean,
what do you mean give up, dude? You see his leg? Hold on. Let me first say, this is like Alex Smith's third team. He was out of football for the last 2 years. Like, watching Alex Smith play makes me uneasy, Mitch. Like, my stomach.
You're worried. You're worried about it, right now.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to watch my football worried about a player. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like his leg falling off. Like, I don't watch football for that.
Right. It's about to have a Theismann moment. Right. Well, let me say this though. This is the only caveat to getting Cam Newton. They love Taylor Heineke.
Okay. Listen,
hey.
Taylor Heineke's a nice, fill-in game story. Like, hey,
your number one guy on defense is his biggest advocate. Chase Young loves Tyler Heineke.
That's because he was the only thing in the quarterback room with a fucking heartbeat. That's the only reason why he liked Tyler Heineke.
Valid point. I'll give you that. But let me say this though. So you bring in Cam, right? You give Cam just an average contract, nothing more than $1 million. He deserves more than $1 million a year. So you give him like $3.5, $4 million a year, right? You bring in a Julio or you bring in an AJ to go with McLaurin and to go with Logan Thomas. Because they're missing a slot or they're missing something on that. Those two guys can't handle the passing alone. So
all I'm saying is, Mitch, you put Cam Newton in there, I can say that Cam is probably the second best quarterback in the NFC East behind Dak. And I got to worry about Dak because he's coming off an injury.
Right.
I'm willing to put that on the line that I say if Cam goes to Washington, Cam is either the number 2 or the number 1 best quarterback in the NFC East.
But that's like saying you have 4 bottle caps and 3 of them are broken.
Hey, I'm just saying that was the easy one for me to throw out there.
Cam is better than Jalen Hurts and Bozo Wentz combined.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes. I mean, I think if the Giants get an offensive line, Danny Dimes is going to be fine. They seem younger. They went after some older guys. Ooh, speaking of, I'll tell you, the Bengals are looking at Taylor Moton. I like him. That's that veteran leadership on the offensive line that we
just like the Panthers to let their fucking talent go.
Hey, I'll take them. I'll take them any day of the week. Twice on Sunday. What scored in that game? Did they win or lose?
No, they blew it. No, I don't say they blew it. They were up like 15 at halftime. Now I know it's tied probably at the start of the 4th.
The game's still on though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if my screen blips, that's just my ticker going off.
Nice. But no, I mean we've covered a lot today. You know, we've talked about, you know, the games. You know, it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I think we'll make our predictions next week when we got the Sultan of Stats back on the show with us. We'll maybe try to get another guest host, a guest appearance on it, someone from the old school. We got after next week we're gonna do it live. So I think not next month.
Live from the Super Bowl? What?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, we could do it. You know me. You'll be here, so you know me. We could do it. But the Monday after the Super Bowl, we'll prepare to talk about. We'll just talk about the Super Bowl game on that following Tuesday, and then the Tuesday after that. So that's I believe that's the 15th of or 16th of February. We will have the live No Mammies live on the podcast world to enjoy and love and feel, and we're just dedicated to the No Mammies. We'll talk that Monday night, and we'll go over everybody. We'll even I'll print out the certificates, and we'll show them just so people know that it's legit.
No Mammy.
But
put it in an envelope.
You know, and the No Mammy goes to. We'll each actually, you know what? We'll each have envelopes when we open up and we rip it open. You know, maybe we get some. We'll try to get some guests to open them up, and we'll even try to. We'll let people who know that they're getting it maybe jump on the show to receive their No Mammy, but no promises, people. No promises. But again, hit us up on the email, nomanfantasyfootball@gmail.com. Hit us up on the YouTube channel, on Facebook. Just spread the love, man. It's 2021. Spread the love. Aliens haven't landed yet, so we should be good. You know, no zombie apocalypse yet. So, you know, it is what it is. But Wes, as always, shout out. I will we'll talk during the week. We'll talk you know, you and I obviously will talk before next Tuesday. We'll talk recipes. You know what? Maybe we'll do that. We'll talk. Bring you. This is your homework. You need one recipe that you're gonna bring to the Super Bowl soiree that we have at the crib.
Oh man!
But you have to have it. You have to have it. We'll talk about it on next Tuesday.
My recipe requires a lot of green.
That's a different podcast, sir. But anyway, hey, shout out to the world. Shout out to you, Wes. Always holding it down. Shout out to the Sultan of Stats. Hope your daughter's okay. Hope you're okay. Get the family right. We love you,
Love
people.
this episode. The No Man All In Sports episode. See y'all next week.
We covered everybody. Hey, next week we'll talk about hockey for like 5 minutes. That's about it. All right, people. Peace out, planet Earth.